Women over 60, the first 60 minutes after you wake up can quietly double your rate of muscle loss, or silently protect your legs, your balance, and your independence well into your 80s and 90s. Most women don't realize that weak morning legs, slow steps, or that slight wobble when getting out of bed are not just aging, they are early signs of silent muscle loss. The same decline that leads to falls, hip fractures, hospital stays, and eventually the nursing home many women fear more than anything else. And here's the part no one tells you. After menopause, your body is playing at a disadvantage. Estrogen drops. Your muscles respond more slowly to food and movement, and bone strength declines much faster than it does in men. This isn't your fault, and it isn't a lack of effort. It's biology, and it's something you can still change. In the next few minutes, I'll show you 10 morning habits, each under 60 seconds, that thousands of women over 60 have used to stay strong, avoid falls, and remain in their own homes instead of losing independence. I'm a doctor with over 20 years of experience working with older women, and I've seen these habits transform lives. And before we begin, I'll tell you the story of a 90-year-old woman who still walks with the strength and confidence of someone half her age, without ever setting foot in a gym. If you're like many women over 60, your mornings don't truly start with taking care of yourself. They start with taking care of everything and everyone else. You wake up and immediately check your medications. You might prepare breakfast for a husband who's not as strong as he used to be, or get ready to watch your grandchildren because your daughter has an early shift. Maybe you feed the cat, take the dog out, reply to messages from family, or even get dressed for a part-time job. By the time you pause long enough to notice your own body, the morning is already slipping away. You've spent a lifetime putting others first, and somewhere along the way, your own needs quietly moved to the bottom of the list. And the truth is, it's not just routine that makes mornings feel harder than they used to. After menopause, your body is operating under a different set of rules. Estrogen drops, making it harder to maintain muscle and bone strength. Your metabolism shifts, your recovery slows, and things that once felt easy suddenly take more effort. So if you've been waking up feeling weaker than last year, it's not because you're failing, it's because your biology has changed. No one warned you that the rules of the game would change, but they did. And then, there's the part almost no one talks about, the loneliness. Many women your age live alone, widowed, divorced, or simply independent. You don't want to worry your adult children by saying, "I think I'm getting weaker." So you stay quiet, even when your body is asking for help. But let me tell you about Evelyn. At 62, she felt tired, unsteady, and afraid of falling. She lived alone and assumed this decline was permanent. Today, at 90, she still drives her own car, climbs her own stairs, and moves with the confidence of someone decades younger. And it wasn't genetics. Her siblings and husband all passed early. It was 10 simple morning habits, practiced consistently, that rewired her aging process. If you've ever thought, maybe I'm too old to change, Evelyn's story will make you think again. Every night while you sleep, your body enters a natural fasting state for 8 to 10 hours with no food coming in. Your muscles begin breaking down protein to keep your heart, brain, and organs running. This happens to everyone, but for women after menopause, the process is faster and more aggressive. Your muscles wake up already at a disadvantage before you even get out of bed. That's why the first 60 to 90 minutes of your morning matter more than most people realize. This short window is what I call the muscle signal window. In that window, your body is waiting for a clear message. One signal tells your muscles to rebuild, strengthen, and stabilize you for the day. The other signal tells them to keep breaking down, leaving you weaker and more vulnerable to falls. Before I show you the 10 simple habits that can shift that signal in your favor, I want you to try a quick test right in your living room to see exactly where your strength stands today. Before we go any further, I want you to get a real sense of where your muscles are today. You don't need equipment, a gym, or a fitness tracker. Just a chair and 30 seconds. Sit down on a stable chair. Place your feet flat on the floor. And when you're ready, stand up and sit back down as many times as you can in 30 seconds. If you complete fewer than 8 repetitions, that's an early sign of muscle weakness, especially common in women over 60. It doesn't mean anything is wrong. It simply shows your muscles are asking for help. Next, let's try a simple mobility check. From the same chair, stand up, walk 3 or 4 comfortable steps forward, turn, and return to your seat. Pay attention to how it feels. Did you wobble? Did you need to steady yourself on furniture? Did your legs feel uncertain or slow to respond? These small clues often reveal more than any lab test when it comes to early muscle loss. And if any part of this surprised you, even if it worried you, please remember this: you are not alone. Women all over the world your age experience the same shifts. And the good news is that muscles respond quickly when given the right morning signals. Now let's use 10 simple morning habits to turn those numbers around. Now that you've seen where your strength stands, I want to make something very clear. You do not need to apply all 10 habits at once. In fact, depending on how your self-check felt, you may fall into one of 2 morning routes designed specifically for women over 60. Route A is called Start from Fragile. This route is for women who recently experienced a fall, struggle with stairs, or felt noticeably weak during the tests. Your focus is on gentle support, not intensity. Start with hydration and electrolytes to stabilize your balance. A few minutes of morning sunlight to wake up your muscles and bones. And simple, seated strength movements like chair stands or heel raises. Add in slow breathing or stress-lowering moments to calm your nervous system. Choose just 3 or 4 of these habits, enough to build consistency without overwhelm. Route B is stay strong and sharp. This is for women who can still walk comfortably, shop, garden, or stay active but want to maintain strength in the long run. Your priorities include a protein-rich breakfast paired with a leucine-boosting drink, a few minutes of morning strength movement, and nourishing support from omega-3s or collagen. A short morning walk or a quick social check-in helps keep your energy and motivation high. Whether you're on Route A or Route B, the 10 habits you're about to learn are your toolbox for designing the morning routine your body needs most. Not eating enough protein in the morning can increase the rate of muscle loss in women over 60 by a surprising margin, sometimes as much as 30% compared to women who consistently start their day with a protein-rich meal. And the reason is simple. After menopause, your body experiences something called anabolic resistance. It means your muscles don't respond as strongly to the protein you eat. So they need a bigger, an earlier signal to rebuild. A protein-light breakfast, or skipping breakfast altogether, sends the opposite signal, telling your body to keep breaking down muscle instead of restoring it. Let me tell you about Maria, a 68-year-old woman who lives alone and often rushed through her mornings with just coffee and toast. She didn't think it mattered, but she noticed her legs feeling weaker, especially when getting up from chairs. When she finally began adding about 30 grams of protein to her breakfast, 2 eggs, some Greek yogurt, or a scoop of protein-enriched oatmeal, her strength noticeably improved. Within 8 weeks, she could rise from her chair more easily. Her afternoon energy lasted longer, and she felt steadier on her feet during her daily walk. Here's your simple plan for tomorrow morning. Choose a breakfast that delivers at least 25 to 30 grams of protein. It can be scrambled eggs with a spoonful of Greek yogurt and some nuts on the side, or oatmeal stirred with protein powder and topped with berries. If your mornings are busy, prepare everything the night before. Set out the pan, the bowls, or even pre-portion the ingredients. Tomorrow morning, will your muscles wake up to coffee or to protein? Skipping just a few minutes of movement in the morning means skipping one of the strongest signals your muscles will receive all day. Morning strength work boosts muscle protein synthesis, improves balance, and reduces fall risk. 3 things that matter profoundly for women over 60. And here's something uniquely important. Women typically have wider hips and lower bone density than men, which makes the angle of a fall more dangerous and increases the risk of hip fractures. A little strength each morning does more than build muscle. It protects your independence. Take Linda, a 70-year-old woman who once feared her own staircase. She avoided going upstairs unless it was absolutely necessary. Her daughter worried she would fall. When Linda started practicing a simple 5-minute morning routine, chair stands and wall push-ups, everything changed. Within 4 weeks, she felt more stable on each step. Her confidence grew, and soon she was climbing the stairs without holding her breath in fear. Here's how you can start. If you're in the fragile route, begin with seated marches, slow sit-to-stand repetitions, and gentle heel raises while holding the back of a chair. These movements wake up your legs without strain. If you're on the active route, try 10 bodyweight squats, 10 wall push-ups, and a few gentle step-ups on a low step or sturdy platform. Just 5 minutes, no equipment, no pressure to do more than your body comfortably allows. Do it daily and watch how it changes the way you walk, stand, and move. Your legs don't know your age. They only know whether you use them. For women over 60, low vitamin D is more than a simple deficiency. It's a dangerous combination that accelerates muscle loss, weakens bones, and even lowers mood and motivation. Vitamin D acts like a switch that helps your body absorb calcium, strengthen muscle fibers, and regulate hormones that support balance and mobility. Without it, your muscles don't contract as effectively, your bones become more fragile, and your confidence in moving through the day slowly erodes. Let me share Grace's story. At 71, she had begun avoiding her garden because she felt her knees wobble every time she stepped outside. She feared falling, especially after a friend her age broke a hip the year before. Her doctor suggested a simple change. Spend 10 to 15 minutes outdoors each morning. No strenuous walking, no heavy exercise, just stepping into the sunlight, letting it reach her face and arms. After 6 to 8 weeks of this small habit, Grace noticed something surprising. Her legs felt steadier. Her balance improved. She felt more awake, more hopeful, and more in control of her body. Here's how you can begin tomorrow. Step outside for 10 to 15 minutes shortly after waking. Allow the light to touch your skin without sunscreen during this brief window. Your body needs it to make vitamin D naturally. If you live in a state with long winters or limited sunlight, talk to your doctor about a safe, medically guided vitamin D supplement. Tomorrow morning, will you let your bones and muscles see the light? Many women over 60 experience morning dizziness, shaky legs, or a sudden feeling of unsteadiness when they stand up. And they often assume it's age, but more often than not, it's dehydration and low electrolytes. After a full night of sleep, your body wakes up mildly dehydrated, and if your sodium or potassium levels are low, your blood pressure can drop when you stand. This orthostatic drop is a major cause of morning falls, weak muscles, and cramps. It's not just uncomfortable, it can be dangerous. Clara, a 79-year-old woman, learned this the hard way. She woke up dizzy almost every morning and had several close calls where she caught herself just before falling. Her doctor explained that her morning weakness wasn't from aging, it was from a lack of minerals. Clara tried a simple ritual: 1 glass of water with a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon right after waking. In just 2 weeks, she felt steadier. Her leg cramps eased, and she stopped fearing those first steps out of bed. You can start the same habit tomorrow. Fill a glass with water, add a small pinch of sea salt or Himalayan salt, and a bit of lemon for natural electrolytes. If you prefer, choose a low-sugar electrolyte powder designed for older adults. Drink this before your coffee or breakfast to give your muscles and nerves the minerals they need to work properly. If you have heart or kidney conditions, check with your doctor about the right amount of sodium for you. It's not just thirst, it's your muscles asking for electricity. One silent reason many women over 60 struggle to regain strength is simple. They're not getting enough omega-3s. Without these essential fats, your muscles don't respond well to protein, and they don't respond well to exercise. Omega-3s, especially EPA and DHA, reduce inflammation, improve muscle protein synthesis, and support the tiny fibers that help you stay steady and strong. And here's something many don't realize. Post-menopause inflammation naturally increases. Joint stiffness, swelling, morning aches, and even low mood all become more common, making muscle recovery slower. Barbara, a 69-year-old widow, told me she felt locked inside an old body. Her knees hurt, her shoulders ached, and lifting grocery bags felt nearly impossible. Her doctor suggested adding omega-3s to her morning routine, not as a miracle cure, but as a foundation. She added salmon or sardines twice a week, sprinkled chia or flax seeds on her breakfast, and took a high-quality omega-3 supplement most mornings. 3 months later, her strength tests improved, her joints felt looser, her energy steadier, and everyday tasks didn't drain her the way they used to. I didn't feel young again. She told me, I just felt capable again. You can begin the same way tomorrow. Add a serving of fatty fish 2 or 3 times a week, or incorporate walnuts, chia seeds, or ground flax into your breakfast. If supplements are easier, choose one that contains at least 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA. And if you take blood thinners, Check with your doctor first. Safety always comes first. You don't have to move like rusted joints. These first 5 habits, protein, strength, sunlight, hydration, and omega-3s, form the foundation of what I call fuel and first signals. They give your muscles what they need and send the earliest messages that shape the rest of your day. If choosing all 10 habits feels overwhelming, start with just 2 or 3 from these 5. They deliver the fastest improvements in energy, steadiness, and confidence. But remember, your muscles don't only respond to what you eat. They also respond to how you breathe, how you think, and how you handle stress. And that takes us to the next habit, one that surprises many women. Most people think stress harms only the mind, but for women over 60, it has a direct and powerful impact on muscle health. High morning cortisol, which peaks naturally after waking, can work against you if it stays elevated. It triggers protein breakdown, weakens muscle tissue, raises belly fat, and disrupts sleep cycles. And women who have spent their lives caring for others often wake up already tense, thinking about their to-do list before their feet touch the floor. Your muscles feel that stress long before you notice it. Rose, a 74-year-old caregiver for her husband, carried the weight of constant worry. Her shoulders were tight, her sleep was broken, and she felt her legs growing weaker during her morning walks. When I suggested a short stress reset routine, just 3 minutes, she was skeptical but willing. Every morning before breakfast, she practiced slow breathing, wrote down 3 things she was grateful for, and played calming music while sitting near a window. After 1 month, her sleep improved. She felt less overwhelmed, and most importantly, she walked with more steadiness and confidence. You can start this same ritual tomorrow. Spend 2 to 5 minutes breathing deeply. Inhale through your nose. Exhale slowly through your mouth. Write 3 simple things you're grateful for, or sit quietly with gentle music. No equipment, no cost, no pressure, just a reset for your nervous system before the day begins. Are you starting your day as an emergency or as a quiet reset for your body? Most people think breathing exercises are only for calming the mind, but for women over 60, the right kind of breathing can actually activate the neuromuscular system, the communication line between your brain and your muscles. Deep, intentional breathing floods your body with oxygen, lowers your stress response, improves coordination, and helps your muscles wake up before you begin moving through your day. And this matters even more for women who live alone, who often carry their worries internally. Overthinking, loneliness, and quiet morning anxiety can subtly tighten your muscles and disrupt your balance. Margaret, a 75-year-old retired teacher, admitted she feared losing her independence more than anything. She said her legs sometimes felt shaky not because they were weak, but because she was anxious. When she learned the 4-4-6 breathing method, she decided to try it. Each morning she sat comfortably, inhaled through her nose for 4 counts, held gently for 4, then exhaled slowly for 6. As she breathed, she pictured her legs growing stronger and more stable. After 1 month of 5-minute sessions, her walking posture changed. She felt more grounded, more confident, and more connected to her body. You can begin the same practice tomorrow morning. Sit quietly, place a hand on your belly, and breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and breathe out for 6. Repeat this cycle 5 times. Add a simple self-talk phrase like, "My body is worth these 5 minutes," to reinforce the message. Your breath is the cheapest, most powerful supplement you have. Collagen isn't just a beauty ingredient. It's the glue that holds your muscles, tendons, ligaments, and joints together. For women over 60, collagen loss accelerates after menopause, making joints stiffer, recovery slower, and muscles more vulnerable to strain. Without enough collagen, the tiny fibers that support your knees, hips, and ankles weaken, creating the stiffness so many women assume is just aging. Helen, a 71-year-old grandmother, struggled with stiff knees and aching legs every morning. Walking even 1 block felt uncomfortable. A friend suggested she try adding 1 cup of warm bone broth to her morning routine. She didn't expect much, but after 8 weeks, the difference was undeniable. She could walk around her block without discomfort. Her knees felt more flexible, and her legs didn't fatigue as quickly. She told me, "It wasn't dramatic. It was just like my joints finally got what they'd been missing." If you want to try this tomorrow, here's a simple approach. To make bone broth or chicken feet broth, simmer bones with water, a splash of apple cider vinegar, and simple vegetables for several hours until it becomes rich and slightly gelatinous. Store it in the fridge and heat a cup each morning. If cooking isn't convenient, choose a low-sodium broth at the store or use a high-quality collagen powder, an easy way to get the same benefits without preparation. Imagine your joints and muscles finally getting the glue they've been missing. Loneliness in the morning doesn't just affect your mood, it affects your muscles. For women over 60, social connection plays a surprisingly powerful role in strength, balance, and overall mobility. When you connect with another person, your cortisol levels drop and your oxytocin rises. This shift relaxes your muscles, improves coordination, and naturally increases your desire to move throughout the day. And because so many older women in the U.S. live alone, mornings can become especially quiet and quietly harmful. Jane, a 76-year-old widow, started most days in silence. She didn't want to burden her children, and over time, that silence made her feel slower, heavier, and less motivated to walk. On her doctor's suggestion, she tried something small, a 5-minute phone call each morning to a close friend. The change was remarkable. Hearing a warm voice first thing in the morning lifted her mood, steadied her nerves, and made her want to get outside. 3 weeks later, her balance test improved, and she told me, "It felt like someone flipped my on switch." You can try the same ritual. Call a friend for 5 minutes, send a voice message, step outside and talk to a neighbor. Even exchanging a few kind words with the barista who hands you your coffee counts. The goal isn't long conversations, it's connection. Sometimes, the strongest muscle you can move in the morning is your dialing finger. Coffee may wake up your mind, but it doesn't wake up your muscles. Leucine, an essential amino acid, is what triggers the muscle-building process known as muscle protein synthesis. Think of leucine as the on switch that tells your muscles to rebuild instead of break down. Many women over 60 start their day with nothing but coffee and a light carb, which gives a quick energy boost but leads to an afternoon crash and less movement overall. By swapping your first drink for a leucine-rich tea, You send your muscles a powerful message before the day even begins. Linda, a 72-year-old self-proclaimed coffee lover, was skeptical. Her legs felt heavy by midday, and she often needed to rest in the afternoon. Her nutritionist suggested a simple switch: 1 cup of leucine-boosting tea each morning. She used green tea as a base, stirred in a teaspoon of spirulina or matcha, and added a small amount of protein powder when she wanted extra support. Within a month, she noticed fewer muscle cramps, steadier energy, and less of that afternoon slump. She didn't give up coffee. She just delayed it. Here's how you can make your own cup. Brew green tea for 3 minutes. Mix in spirulina or matcha. And if you like, add a scoop of plain protein powder. It's warm, easy to digest, and doesn't increase stomach acidity the way coffee sometimes does. Coffee wakes you up. Leucine wakes your muscles up. These 10 habits fall into 3 powerful groups. Fuel and build includes protein, omega-3s, collagen, and leucine, the nutrients that feed and repair your muscles. Activate and protect includes strength movement, sunlight, hydration, and stress management. The habits that switch on: stability, balance, and muscle preservation. Connect and sustain centers on social connection, the spark that keeps you emotionally strong and physically active. You don't need all 10 to transform your mornings. Just choose 2 or 3. Repeat them consistently, and your muscles will receive a brand new message every day. Rebuild, strengthen, and stay steady. You've just walked through the real reasons women over 60 lose muscle faster, feel weaker in the mornings, and fear the possibility of falls or losing independence. You've seen how hormones shift after menopause, how mornings send powerful signals to your body, and how 10 simple habits, along with 2 personalized routes, can completely reshape the way you age. What once felt confusing or frightening now has a clear map. So where should you begin? Start small. Tomorrow morning, choose just 1 self-check, 1 habit that fuels your body, and 1 habit that activates or connects you. Maybe it's a protein-rich breakfast, a glass of electrolyte water, or a 5-minute breathing ritual. Maybe it's stepping outside for sunlight, or calling a friend for a few minutes. You don't need perfection. You only need repetition. Small steps, done steadily, change your muscles far more than big steps done once. And this is exactly how Evelyn transformed her life. She didn't begin with 10 habits. She began with 1: eating protein in the morning. A few weeks later, she added 10 minutes of sunlight. Then she added chair exercises. Over time, her body responded. At 90 years old, she still walks around her home without support, climbs her stairs, drives her car, and lives independently, not because of luck, but because of consistency. Your body doesn't expire at 60. It doesn't stop listening. It's simply waiting for you to send it the right signals. If this video gave you even a small spark of hope that your body can become stronger, no matter your age, then stay with us each week. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with another woman over 60 who deserves to know her strength isn't gone. Sometimes, one message can change the direction of someone's aging. And if you'd like a simple place to start, download the 30-Day Morning Muscle Reset for Women Over 60, a free checklist and daily plan to help you build these habits with ease. In our next video, I'll show you 3 evening habits that quietly weaken muscles in women over 60 faster than anything you do in the morning, and how to reverse them in just 7 days.